Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. This is yours, Culture Shock, and we are here to talk about day two of free agency. I'm here to go over the Colts moves. They made some more moves. Now, of course, I thought this was going to be a little bit more drier of the process going into day two, but they wound up shocking me. They wound up filling some more holes that was needed for the Indianapolis Colts, and they added some more competition, air quotes, to the locker room. So let's go ahead and hop into it. But of course, before we get into it, like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate all the support. But and let's go ahead and dig into it. But we're going to recap day one. If you didn't watch my last episode or listen to my last episode, I'm going to go over very brief of what happened day one with the Indianapolis Colts, so you guys don't feel left out. But if you want to listen to it and get my full reactions to day one of free agency, go ahead and drop the link in the description. Just check out my channel on YouTube as well. Day one is posted everywhere on all platforms. I appreciate the support. But let's go ahead and hop into it. So day one, the Colts wind up losing Dio Adangbo to the Chicago Bears, and they wind up losing Ryan Kelly to the Minnesota Vikings as well. Will Fries wind up going to the Minnesota Vikings as well. But the Colts did make some moves. They were not left out. So when losing pieces, they also gained some pieces as well. They wind up getting Cam Bynum for 4 years and wind up getting Tre'Davious Ward as well. Braden Smith reconstructed his contract all in day one, and the pieces that are still left in question going into day three, as of right now of this video, Will Fries is gone. EJ Speed is in question. We don't know what we're going to do with him. And Julian Blackman also is in question and what we're going to do with him. But that did not stop the Indianapolis Colts. The Indianapolis Colts made some moves. They wound up getting a backup quarterback in Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones has signed a 1 year deal on up to $17.7 million for 1 year as the quarterback to compete with Anthony Richardson. It's going to be interesting because, it was in question, as you can see from the title. There was a lot of questions with this signing. A lot of people had mixed feelings. A lot of people wanted Daniel Jones as a quarterback. A lot of people don't really understand the process of going to get him. Before getting Daniel Jones, Jason Bean was the second quarterback on the roster. But Ballard did mention adding competition to the room. Now, did I think Daniel Jones is going to be the competition he was talking about? Absolutely not, because I don't really see a huge difference when it comes to both of these type of players. But I do think the higher ceiling has to go with Anthony Richardson. But it's going to be interesting training camp. I'm looking forward to being there to watch to see how it transpires. But hopefully this wakes up Anthony Richardson as well. Anthony Richardson's contract is pretty much up after next season. So if he's not the guy and he wound up losing his spot, you can pretty much do what you want with Anthony Richardson after that. But hopefully this lights a fire under him. And also due to Anthony Richardson's health, for him barely being on the field with situations of last season and prior, just injury after injury, Daniel Jones is competent at being enough to hold us over until he recovers. And hopefully that's not the case. But like I said, I think Anthony Richardson proved enough that he can go out there and do what he has to do. It's going to be interesting to see what Daniel Jones has left. But I think, can't teach an old dog new tricks. I think, when it looks to Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones, both of these guys had moments when they just see ghosts. And I think that cannot change. Hopefully it can change, but I really don't see that happening. So both of these guys have issues what they're dealing with. They just have to grow out of it and mature. But of course, like I said, Anthony Richardson is still young. He's never had a full season, so he can still grow out of those pains. He's working out with Josh Allen's trainers in this offseason, so hopefully that fixes his throwing motion and things in that nature. And he's wound up looking a little bit more polished because I know he'll hate to lose his spot to Daniel Jones, who's really had a rough outing in the league. Top pick with the Giants. Then he wound up moving on to other locations, and it just got worse and worse. But to be fair, I don't think he's played on a team with a competent offensive line to help him either, or a good system. So maybe him going to Indianapolis with Shane Steichen and those guys, hopefully that'll make him look like the quarterback he wanted to be. The top pick that he was drafted to be. So we don't know. The question's in the air. I'm going to keep the positive light on the situation. Hopefully he can see the light and actually, hold us over, if anything. Hopefully, he puts up a good fight in training camp. I don't see Anthony Richardson losing his training camp battle to Daniel Jones at all. So I think Anthony Richardson is going to be the starting quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts going into next season. Um, Like I said, I got a lot of faith in Richardson. Him and Jonathan Taylor's chemistry started to click towards the end of the season, but I think when the Colts realized if you could just give Jonathan Taylor the ball, all of your problems will go away. So we know Richardson's going to lob the ball down the field, but Jonathan Taylor could get you down the field. So if they could find that chemistry and find out, the rep wise, how to pretty much balance it out and pretty much just keep them off the field, I would say. Keep the defense off the field and just move down the field by giving the ball to Jonathan Taylor and letting Richardson work with what they got by playing the chains. Make it easier for him. I think that'll be the easiest process for the offense moving forward. But we'll see. Like I said, the Colts wind up, losing Ryan Kelly. And they wind up bringing back Wesley French. They lost Will Fries as well. So Gonsalves has a big opportunity ahead of him. Tanner Bernardini has a big opportunity ahead of him. French Raj does not hit the same because Wesley French does not have his dynamic duo. So there's no more French fries, it's just French. So we're going to see what it looks like moving forward. I think he's a nice backup. Tanner Bernardini had himself some nice reps to earn his starting spot. Gonsalves is a good tackle as well. So it's interesting to see what they're going to do with Braden Smith move forward. I know they restructured his contract. A lot of people wanted him to move back inside to guard, but we all know how hard it is to switch in positions, especially late in your career. So maybe they might draft one. Maybe they might move Gonsalves inside. We don't know what the future is going to hold for the offensive line, but we do know Tanner Bordellini is a secure spot at the center, and we're going to see what they're going to do with Braden Smith and Gonsalves moving forward. But other than that, it's going to be interesting. Those are the only moves the Colts made in the day 2 of free agency. Still no word on getting Hendrickson, but we will see how that is moving forward. But like I said, there's still a lot of talent out there in free agency to acquire. We don't know what they're going to do, but when they do make another move, you will definitely hear from me. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section about these moves with Daniel Jones. How do you feel about Daniel Jones, man? Like I said, I'm still up in the air about it. Um, he does not have a higher upside than Anthony Richardson, so I would have been fine with just keeping Jason Bean. It's like I said, you wasn't paying him anyway, so I would have been fine with them battling out from there. A lot of people didn't know the direction. I know I didn't want Aaron Rodgers, so I mean Daniel Jones is better than that option. We wind up losing all the other available options in free agency early. Jacoby Brissett even went to Arizona. Some people were talking about bringing Jacoby Brissett back. But it would have been interesting, if they would have just drafted someone. I know Joe Milton was available via trade. A late pick probably would have got Joe Milton in there. That would have been a nice competition. But I would have been fine with being Richardson. I don't know what they see in Daniel Jones, but I'm pretty sure we'll probably get some words out of it later. But that's the competition, I guess. Richardson versus Daniel Jones. Who would have thought Daniel Jones would have been an Indianapolis Colt? Um, if anything, I probably would have thought it would have been something like not Mason Rudolph, but the guy that they wanted from Tennessee, Will Levis. If Will Levis could have came in, that would have been interesting. But you guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section about the quarterback situation. Who else would you still acquire out there in free agency? Let me know all these things in the comment section. We wind up losing Javon Holland as well. But let me know your thoughts about Julian Blackman as well. Should we go out there and bring Julian Blackman back? EJ Speed still in the question. All of these things in the comment section. And until next time, day 3 reactions. If we make some moves, you will hear from me. Other than that, this is Culture Shock. See you guys later.